Welcome back to Mom's Work. I'm your host, Kristin Weinrich, mom of two, teacher, and someone who's constantly reminded that parenting rarely looks the way we thought it would, especially when we're trying to balance busy family life with being a little more earth-friendly along the way. Today, we're talking about something that many families care about, and it's perfectly timed because tomorrow is Earth Day, but families sometimes feel a little overwhelmed by this, and that is living a little more gently on the planet. Between busy schedules, kids' activities, and school lunches, it can feel really hard to know where to start when it comes to being more environmentally friendly. But the good news is that small changes can make a big difference. Joining me today are Cara Rash and Colleen Falicki, moms, business owners, earth lovers, and experts in gardening and composting. They are passionate about helping families connect with the earth and make simple, practical choices that are better for the planet. Cara and Colleen, thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
So
you so much
glad.
for having me.
So glad you could be here. Colleen, why don't you start? I'd love to have you both introduce yourselves to our listeners. Tell us a little bit about you, your businesses, how you became interested in all this wonderful earth stuff, and what led you to your work. Colleen, why don't you start?
Sure. Thanks again for having me. So my name's Colleen Falicki, and I'm the owner and founder of Back to Earth Compost Crew. So when my kids were young, I have two children. They're 20 and 17. And when they were real little, I started to realize kind of what an impact and how much trash we were creating at home.
Mm-hmm.
And which is eye-opening, especially food waste.
Yeah.
So started composting in our backyard, and I kind of realized that I wasn't doing it properly. So it smelled a little bit. And so I kind of did some research and tried to figure out how to do it properly. That being said, we were trying to also figure out how to shop more locally. We started going to farmers markets every Saturday, and just figure out different ways where we can make small changes at home. And I found that the composting, my kids enjoyed it.
Well, that's 50% of it, right? 100%.
And so, exactly. So getting them involved was huge. It's something that the whole family can do.
Yeah.
So, and then I realized there was an opportunity to help other families in the area that kind of had the same issues, wanted to compost, maybe didn't have the space or the time to do it. And so I started Back to Earth Compost Crew in 2017.
Okay.
And started with a small SUV, take small steps. It was basically do what you can with what you have.
Yeah.
Had a small SUV and a lot of friends that were willing to support me and share, what we did with the community. So, fast forward now, we have 13 compost routes, residential routes.
Wow.
in the area, and Montgomery County and most of Montgomery County and parts of Chester County.
Okay.
And then we work with commercial businesses. We do curbside, or we do collection sites on Saturdays, a couple at some farmers markets.
And people bring their compost to
yes,
you. Okay.
Yeah, at those locations. And it is also a great way we just, do outreach in the community and educate how important it is to compost. So, and a lot of workshops and events in the community, but I enjoy it. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Sure. And do you want to tell us what was your background in before composting, or any hobbies you have, or anything else other than just compost? Tell us a little about you.
I do have hobbies.
I'm just compost. Love compost.
Yeah, I'm not always composting. So I love to hike. I'm also I frequently go to yoga class. That's one of the things that keeps me grounded, and spending time with my family on the weekends. In fact, my son's in college now, so we don't get to see his hockey games, but he plays ice hockey.
Yeah.
So we were a ice hockey fam every weekend, different hockey tournaments. We would travel, and so I love cheering my kids on in their sports.
Yeah.
One of the things as I get older, I'm kind of missing. But and before this, I sold real estate. I was a realtor for about 12 years.
Okay, so big change.
So, yes, big change. I have
Yeah.
some marketing and sales background as well. So
Okay, so that probably helps
that
with
part
your
translates.
company. Huh,
Yeah.
interesting. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. And I'm sure we'll
So,
learn
yeah.
more as we go on, but that was a great start. And
Good.
Cara, you want to give us a little of the same about
Sure.
you?
Yep. So my name's Cara, and I am the owner of Purposeful Plantings, a gardening business here in the Philly area. I build gardens for people. So edible gardens, fruit and veggies. I do cutting flower, wildflower gardens. People are really into pollinator gardens right now. And
Mm-hmm.
my bread and butter, like where I'm very passionate, is actually native plants. So
Okay.
native plants have all of these incredible ecological benefits. And if you add them to your existing landscape or substitute some out, you can really draw a lot of wildlife to your property.
What
And
if
it's
you
pretty
don't
cool.
want to invite wildlife to your property? What if you want the deer to go elsewhere?
Well, so
Good
interestingly enough,
question.
a lot of native plants actually are deer resistant. I'm talking
Oh.
about
Hmm.
birds and butterflies
Oh,
and
okay. They're
la-
welcome in my yard.
not lanternflies, goodness, no, lightning bugs, all sorts of cool stuff.
Okay.
So this all kind of grew out of my background's in environmental science. I worked at the EPA down in DC for
Wow.
11 years. And
Okay.
then I actually was an environmental science professor.
Okay.
And I stopped doing that like 2 years ago. And I just got super involved in all of these different volunteer gardening positions, building rain gardens and pollinator gardens and helping the food bank with
Yeah.
their gardens and teaching about gardening for
Oh,
them.
wow. Mm-hmm.
So I helped manage the school garden. It kind of felt like a natural progression because I
Yeah.
was constantly being asked by friends and family and neighbors, what do I put here? Why
Right.
is my tomato not coming up? So it just felt like the natural transition. And yeah, I'm still new. Like I just started last spring, and so far so good. I've got like a pipeline of work, and it's great.
That's awesome. And when I heard that you were doing it, I always knew that you were an environmental person. Tell me, I don't know if you even know this, is that kind of a niche? Like, are there a lot of people who will come to your backyard and build a garden, or are you really like onto something here? I mean, I have never, except I guess for a person who has a gardener in there on their, on their crew,
On the
which I do
Rolodex.
not. Do you know of anyone else who does the same thing as you?
Not with the I guess the diversity of like offerings.
Okay.
There are companies out there that do build vegetable and fruit gardens.
Okay.
uh, there are some landscape companies that do provide native plantings. I
Okay.
think I like to think that my what I am providing to homeowners is I actually am really wanting them to get outside and learn about their space, because I believe that if you know more about something,
Mhm.
you're going to be more interested in it.
Very
And
true.
especially with your outdoor space, if it's beautiful, inviting, you can see that it's supporting life,
Mhm.
whether that be like your own family or life beyond the human.
Right.
Um,
Those ladybugs and fireflies, right?
yeah, you're going to
Yeah.
care more, and maybe make more sustainable choices beyond just your garden.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great. So you're more of a personalized kind of lady with a big idea to make the whole earth better through gardening.
I am.
I like that.
I provide a lot of information to people, and sometimes people are like, I don't need to know that.
We just want a cucumber. Thanks, Cara. No.
Right.
But some people probably want it. And Colleen, I can ask you the same thing. Is there anyone else that you know of? I mean, I feel like composting's like a big deal right now. So do you know of any other people or many other, or are you also kind of niche in terms of going and picking people's compost up and taking it and doing something with it?
Yeah, so it's having its moment.
Okay.
Compost is having its moment right
Yes.
now, and hopefully we'll continue to just keep growing the movement. But yeah, there are a number of compost companies in there's in Philadelphia and
Okay.
the suburban Philadelphia area and different areas. So I feel like most areas are covered with option to have residential curbside service
Okay.
in this area, and not a lot of people know that.
Right. I was going to
So
say,
interesting.
I mean, I
Hmm.
know there's somebody that comes to the school,
Hmm.
and I would assume a lot of schools do that, but I don't know of anyone else who does what you do. So hooray for both of you. It was brand new to me. So maybe it'll be new to our listeners too. All right.
Yeah.
Let me, ask you both a couple of little more specific introductory questions. Cara, I'll start with you, just talking about work in general. So it can be any work that you've ever done. Tell us a fail or a mistake that you've ever made at work.
Oh gosh.
Where to
I mean,
begin?
yeah, right. I think one of the things that I have definitely come across recently is figuring out how to set time expectations for myself and
Oh,
what length of time something takes.
okay.
I today I underestimated
Okay.
how much time it was going to take me to move a lot of soil.
Yeah.
And I just didn't make the progress that I was hoping to make today. And I just think I need to be a little bit more graceful with myself in
Okay.
what I need to expect of myself timing wise,
And because I mean,
and
you're
and
doing
budget for it in the week.
right, right, right. Because you're right. And
It,
the full transparency, Cara put a garden into my backyard this fall, and my husband would work from home some of the times, and he would text me, and he's like, "I feel so bad because like Cara's outside with wheelbarrows of soil, and I feel like I should go out and help her." And he's like, "During my lunch, I went out and like kind of helped her," and she was like, "No,
he
no, no,
did.
this is my job." And he's like, "Put on like a man," and you're like, he was like,
Uh-huh.
it's kind of a, I feel funny like letting her do all that work, but right, it's a very physical job. So, you're only one person doing your own thing. So you'll
Yep,
learn as you go,
I
right?
will.
Learn as
Mhm.
you go.
Mhm.
Good enough. And Colleen, what professional accomplishment are you most proud of? And it could be
Ooh,
real estate or it can
yeah,
be compost, whatever you would like to tell.
sure. I will say it is speaking in front of people.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was one of the things that I never thought that I could do well. And with this business, I've branched out to teach compost workshops. When I first got
Okay.
started, it's not something that I intended to do,
Hmm.
but there is a large amount of education that goes along with this.
Yeah.
And so I, took a course through the U.S. Compost Council, and I thought, well, I have this knowledge, and I was, doing some composting in my yard. Why don't I, take a stab and do a workshop? And I loved it.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I loved it. People were asking questions. I did feedback forms. And from there, I would take the feedback and like incorporate it into the next workshop and change some
Okay.
things around. And I was like not nervous at all speaking. And so, as much as I thought I would be, and that's one of the things that I love doing now. Like
Oh, good.
I love running.
You found your thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm running a business and I'm doing all of that, but this is something that I really kind of also enjoy.
That's
And
great. It's like a
yeah,
bonus. A
it
bonus
is
to the composting. Now you can
for
talk in front
sure.
of people. That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Cara, is it easy for you to accept help either at work or at home? And we were just saying you're a one-woman show. So was it easy
I
for you
am.
to accept it when my husband tried to help you? No, just in general.
I mean, it was amazing when he came out to help. Yes. I was so thankful for him. No, it's not. It's really not. It's probably my biggest weakness
Okay.
throughout my entire life. I am not one to ask for help. I'm incredibly stubborn,
Okay.
and it's hard. However, because I am now doing this and working more hours than my children have ever seen me work, because
Yeah.
I've always worked part time, I just had a conversation with them this weekend. So they're 9 and 11. And I said, you both need to start helping me out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there was some grumbling, but ultimately they did it.
Yeah.
They did the things I asked them to do. And I said, we're a team and we need to work together. And that means that right now I need you to pull a little bit more weight. And these tasks I'm giving you are fully within your comprehension.
Mm-hmm. Even though you might not think they are due to based on
Yeah,
all the booing and hooing, right?
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and maybe are you hoping eventually to be able to hire someone else to work with you? Like with that, or were you like, I will do it
Yep.
myself up to my standards?
No, I definitely think I will come to a point maybe sooner than later that I need to get some help.
Let's hope that you do, right? That means that you're
Mhm.
really chugging
Yeah,
along and have a lot
we're
of business.
chugging
So
along.
soon you'll be like, I have a 18 team
Oh my gosh.
person team. It's a lot of that's a lot of gardens.
It is.
And Colleen, what was your or what has been, because you kind of just shared that too, Cara, what has been your biggest working mother challenge?
Uh, I would say like cutting it off on the weekend in the evenings and weekends. It's
Mm-hmm.
really
Yeah.
hard for me to do
Yeah.
sometimes,
Yeah.
especially when there's a deadline or I have to get things done. Um, so time blocking has helped me.
Oh,
Like time
okay.
blocking in my calendar, just so I can have a visual of like what needs to get done during the week, so I don't have to work at night. But it ultimately, um, I'm still working on that. It's a work in progress as
It's a
the
work in
mom.
progress. Because when you were a realtor, you were sort of flexible as well, too, right? So you've always
Yes,
kind of been a flexible worker, but
for
with that
sure.
comes its own, I guess,
I'm
it's
not
hard to
sure if
put it away.
I agree with you. I don't know if there was more work then or now,
Yeah.
but
Your kids need a little less from you, maybe. We'll say that's
they
the part. They
do
need a
as
little
I get
less.
older.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I also want to spend time with them. So then there's
Right.
that,
Right.
you
And it's
know?
always kind of in the back of your mind, like, well, I could be
Uh-huh.
doing this or I could be writing that email or whatever. Yeah. I'm sure that's tricky. Um, all right. Win of the week and challenge of the week. I'm thinking just to move it along, maybe we can both pick. Colleen, do you have a win or a challenge that you would like to share?
Um, I have,
And then, Cara, you can either do the opposite or you can do the same. Whatever.
I guess you could call this a challenge that turned into a win.
Ooh,
Um,
okay. I like that.
we, yeah, we had a kind of a glitch when we were sending out some emails. We were moving some routes around,
Okay.
and routes emails went to the wrong route, wrong composters,
Oh,
customers, and so folks were kind of just maybe confused. But I think we did clear it up and send a couple more confirmations. But I ultimately like to look at it as it's another way to just get in touch with our customers. Like I really like to be accessible, and
okay.
we're a service where a lot of people don't see us
Right.
when we pick up.
Right.
So if we're, I'd like to communicate. And so I felt like it was a great way to, and some folks were like, I appreciate this, that you reached back out to confirm. And we called some, of our customers just to make sure. So I feel like it was a win in the fact that we got some, great feedback from maybe some composters that we don't see or hear from
Hmm.
often.
Yeah.
So
Do you hear from your composting people very often or not really?
we,
Like it
we,
just kind of goes.
it just depends. One second. It depends on if they drop off to us. We'll see them a couple
Okay.
times a month, but curbside we usually don't see them unless they're home during the day when we
Gotcha.
kind of pick up. But it always is lovely to run into them. Or compost give back day, twice a year we give back finished compost.
Oh, nice.
A lot of times we'll meet them then.
Okay. They're
Yeah,
probably very happy to see you on that day, especially.
yeah.
I like that. Challenge turned into a win. And Cara, which one are you going to change? Which one are you going to share for us?
I have to share a win because
Go
I
ahead.
just got this awesome text message from one of my first customers. They wanted me to make their woodland space. They had a little pond from an
Oh.
old fourth grade project,
Oh,
and they wanted
wonder
to
if I know them.
maybe they they wanted to just make it more beautiful. And so I added all of these native perennials to
Oh,
the space.
fun.
And I just got a couple pictures sent to me from that customer of it's all coming up and it's in bloom. And if you've never seen Virginia bluebells in bloom,
Yeah,
I
I don't think
highly
I have.
encourage you to check that plant out. They're a
Okay.
gorgeous, shady, spring ephemeral ground cover.
Oh,
Gorgeous plant,
okay.
but they can be a little tough to
Do they
transplant.
take over or no?
Slowly. They're not
Oh,
aggressive, but
okay.
yeah,
If you put them in like a space, they'll slowly
give them a
spread.
space to run. Yeah, give
Okay.
them a space to work with. But
Oh, that's so nice that they texted you and told you
yeah, it
that.
was exciting.
It's a win. I'm going to share two wins, but just really quick, but just indulge me. The first one, obviously, I have to say, Cara, this weekend I sent you a video of it. You had brought some plants over, and last night, between all the grocery shopping and the baseball games and the blah, 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 we took the kids outside and we planted. And I think we have snap peas and we have strawberries, which I'm very excited about, and
Mhm.
lettuce and I'm forgetting what else, but just like maybe 5 or 6 different things. And we went outside and the kids were in the soil and they were digging and they had their little hose and their hands were in there and I was helping them plant. My husband watered it and I didn't touch a worm and I didn't see a worm. And I know that that's not great. We'll have to add worms. I'm not a big creature person, but and Ollie actually said to me, Mommy, I'm so excited for this new family project. And I was like, thank you,
Oh,
1954. That makes me feel so happy. Like, we're going to do a family project together. But I was
Aw.
like, and that was kind of the point. And we're kind of hoping that it'll make our kids both try some more fruits and vegetables. So
I'm
we think,
hopeful for you.
and if
Yeah.
if you've got your hands in there, I was like, Ollie, would you try? Because he used to eat strawberries. Now he doesn't. Anyway, I was like, you wouldn't even eat a strawberry that you planted? And he's like, well, I mean, maybe I would try one. So I'm asking
That's a
one.
win.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
just one, just one. And my second win was something totally different. I went to the baby shower of I would say little girl. She is now a 31-year-old woman, but she was in my first class. When I taught
Oh,
third grade a million years ago.
Oh.
And my husband and I went to her wedding last year, and she's having a baby in May. And, I'm seeing all these former parents and former students, and a lot of them are married and a lot of them have kids. And it's funny to be like, I'm kind of where their parents were when I met them, and their daughters are where I was. And it's like, gosh, circle of life. But,
hmm.
yeah, I said to her, I was
Wow.
like, so this summer when my kids go to camp, I'm just going to come over to your house and you tell me what you need me to do. I'll hold the baby, I'll make dinner. She was like, really? I was like, yes. My husband's like, are you thinking you're going to like raise this baby? I was like, no, but I'm going to spend a lot of time with her. But, it's exciting to kind of see them getting married and like, life just moves on. So, that was a win as well. Um, okay, so let's get into this real conversation here. And both of you might have, I was saying earlier, listeners, that I kind of have the questions organized so that Cara can answer some and Colleen can answer some. But um, let's start with you kind of both giving your answer on this. And maybe Cara, you can go first. But when people hear living sustainably, they kind of think it's going to have to be like a whole overhaul of their lives. And what are some small, realistic things that people could actually start doing right away that would make, enough of an impact?
This is a great question, and
Thanks.
it it is that easy. Little changes do add up and can be really impactful. So, one of the easiest things that we do, I think we all recycle in our homes,
Hmm.
but take a couple minutes and learn how to recycle properly. That
Oh,
means washing out your peanut butter jar and your spaghetti sauce jar. And when you take those recyclables out to the big can,
yeah.
don't put them in a trash bag. If they go into a trash bag, I've actually
Mhm.
been to a recycling facility.
Okay.
They throw those bags away.
I was going to ask if they have like salad dressing or if there is like food remains. Is that that sounds awful, food remains, but you know what I mean? Evidence of food. Um,
Residue.
thank you. That was the word I was thinking of. Um, do they just throw it away? So you're kind of like negating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you really want to make an impact in your recycling, just take a couple extra seconds and wash things out so that
Okay.
they're clean.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's good. And have a list, right? Like of what you can recycle in your household. And
Mm,
we say that for composting, like it's great to have a list on your fridge or on the compost container so
okay.
that
totally.
the whole household knows like what can go in there.
That's a good idea. Because I think sometimes too, like you'll look at something and you think you can recycle it. And if you look on the back, it's hard to tell, or it'll have like a number on it. And you're like, I don't know. And then you throw it in, and then you could potentially be kind of ruining the whole batch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like if
You
it,
can. You can ruin a lot. Yeah.
okay. That's kind of disappointing, but also good to know because you think you're doing the right thing. And you're like, I just ruined the whole, batch of recycling. And Colleen, what would you say? What would you say is a lifestyle change that people can make?
Ooh. Well, since I'm a composter, I would say like that's an easy swap, but not um, because of the service. We
Hmm.
can make it easy. But I
Yeah.
think one of the things is getting to know your farmer by going to local farmers markets.
Oh, interesting.
So that's one of the things that we started doing when my kids were young is just going to the local farmers markets and getting to know the farmers, getting to know like what foods were in season and like cooking with those foods that we got at the market.
Yeah.
So trying to keep the like keep it local from where, instead of, the food having to drive miles to get to you.
Hmm.
And then, learning how to cook with that food that's in season, as opposed to, again, like food miles, like getting something from the store that may have been on the shelf for a while.
Right.
But, and like you have a garden now, like really just, if you can, grow some food in pots. If you don't have room,
Right.
in a garden, have some pots on a deck with some tomatoes or whatever you actually want to eat, the foods
Okay.
that you want to eat. I feel like
Yeah.
people feel pressured to grow something. It's like, just grow what your family, we grow cherry tomatoes, which we
Oh,
love.
yes. That's going to be on our list too. Ollie can eat his weight
So
in cherry tomatoes. I'm like, let's do it. Yeah.
yeah, and that's like something you can start small and work your way up, but you can grow in pots, or if you have room in your, where you live, to grow more than that. But
Yeah.
it's just a good way to get in touch with your food. And if you shop at the farmer's market, same thing. Meet
We
the
um
farmer.
we grew cherry tomatoes, I think during COVID or something, and we had a pepper as well. And I remember my son, he was younger at the time, and he was very excited to go outside and pick the pepper later. And we sat in our dining room eating lunch and watched a squirrel come right up on the deck, right into that little bucket and eat the pepper. And we were like,
Oh
wah,
Oh
no.
wah. And he
no!
was like, so are we not eating this? We were like, no, sorry, buddy. But now with our new and improved garden setup, I just watched a squirrel try to walk up my garden and he gave up about halfway through with the chicken fence. So I was chicken wire. I
Yeah,
was like,
nice and
that's right.
tall.
That's right. Now, Colleen, I didn't have this on the
Nice.
outline, but what do you think about CSAs? I mean, they can come from we did one that was from Lancaster. So from here, that's let's say 50 miles. Do you feel like that's better than the grocery store, but still obviously gardening in your backyard is the best?
Yeah, no, I think CSAs are fantastic. There are so many available in our area these
Hmm.
days.
Hmm.
And you can go and meet the farmer, go to the farm, or you can have it delivered or have like a drop site.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to buy into a farm where the farmer doesn't know if their crop is going to be good that year, and you're actually
Right.
supporting that farmer. And oftentimes you can get an add-on for eggs or
Hmm.
cheese,
Hmm. Meat.
which
We
is
got meat
nice. Yeah,
too.
meat. Yeah.
Yeah, it was delicious. And we
So
tried some new things that we had never tried before too. So
Hmm.
that was good
that's
too.
that's nice. Did they give you like a recipe to use it at home?
I don't think I don't think they did.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I think we looked a lot of it up, but it was fun to just try. We
Yeah.
had
It's
grits on Easter. We had gotten grits
oh,
as part of it. My
Oh,
husband was like, I don't know, I'm going to add butter and cheese to it. I was like, seems great. That's great. But, we
that's
wouldn't have
wonderful.
had grits if we hadn't had the CSA. So just fun little
Sure.
things here and there. All right. So, Colleen, let's talk about composting a little bit, and then Cara will pop over to you with gardening. For someone who has never tried it before, what's kind of where do you start?
Where do you start? I would say do a little bit of research,
Okay.
attend the local workshop if you can, like get a hands-on workshop where you can ask questions
Okay.
to the person that's teaching. I feel like that's a great way to, to get started. I always say when I start my workshops, like, I want you to feel confident that you can go home tonight and start composting tomorrow.
Love that.
So ask all of your questions. I
And
will answer.
where would, if you don't happen to, if somebody's listening on the other side of the country,
Mhm.
are composting workshops pretty, like, would you go through a library? Would you, like, where do you
Sure.
typically kind of find a composting workshop?
Yeah, that's a good question. So you can, a lot of times, your local environmental action committee, your
Oh,
local
okay.
municipality will host compost workshops.
That makes
Or
sense.
so you can go to your township, your municipality. You can go to a library. You can go online, and like U.S. Compost Council is a great resource.
Okay.
So you might be able to find local kind of events through there. There are, like, obviously social media. There's a lot of people that
You can
teach,
join
like,
a
on
group,
social
a
media. Yeah,
composting group.
actually, I'm on a Facebook group for
Okay.
composters, and I've learned a ton as a
Yeah.
composter. There's so much to know. You really can't. When I teach class, again, like I tell you, we're here for 2 hours. You're not going to learn everything you need to know.
Right.
It's a nuance. It just you just
But
have to do it.
but you're
Trial and
right. Those
error.
groups are always so because you've got thousands of people weighing in, so you
Hmm.
get so much information. All right. So you say
Yeah.
start with research and then kind of start slow and build up.
Yeah. Yeah, start slow. You can, like I said, you can do some research online. There's so many, like way more tools than I had when I when I started. So, and there's got to be someone like the master gardeners. Like Pennsylvania has master gardeners, and
Okay.
they are trained, to compost. So you can ask questions that way. You can go online and query like through online and ask them
Right.
questions.
Okay.
You can use me as a resource, Back to Earth Compost Crew. You can go online and we get questions through our website all the time.
Oh,
I'm happy
great.
to go out, meet with folks at their house. I've
Okay.
done compost consults at their house. I've answered questions over the phone, email. I'm
Sure.
happy to help.
Great. That's
So
great.
yeah,
So there are tons of places to learn about it. I like that.
there are. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely.
And is composting something that families can do even without a big yard or a garden? And I guess with you, the answer is yes, because you can come and pick it up. But if you
Yeah,
wanted to try it at home, could you do it even if you just had a small amount of space?
absolutely. There's many ways to compost, not just, outside in a bin. You can do vermicomposting with worms.
Okay.
So
There are
that's
those
one
worms.
way. Yeah, I know worms. I have worms if you want some. So we can talk
Thank
later.
you. My husband's like, I'll pick them up on the way to the bus stop on a rainy day. I'm like, okay, great. Thank you. That would,
They will find your way to your garden
we'll
now.
find them.
Yeah.
Nice, big, fat, juicy worms. I know they're good for the soil. I know.
Yeah, it means your soil is healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, vermicompost. There's something called bokashi.
Okay.
So that's a way to compost in a smaller space. You can also use a tumbler, which
Oh,
is
yes.
an enclosed container that kids love them.
Hmm.
Either on a patio, balcony, small space outside. So if you don't have a yard, those are some options
Okay.
to compost. I mean, you could use a bin or something called a geo bin that's kind of open to compost. You can use an open pile. But if you have a small space, there are those other options. So
Okay. And I guess actually, guess I should have asked this first or whatever. For a person who doesn't know what composting is, can you explain that briefly? If you're like compost,
oh,
compost,
sure.
compost, but they're kind of like, but I don't really actually know what it is, what would you tell them?
It's a noun and a verb.
It's a
So
little bit of everything.
yes. So it's the aerobic decomposition of organic matter. You have your browns, which is your carbon, your greens, which is your nitrogen. You want a 3-to-1 ratio, 3 browns to 1 green. You need
Oh,
water
okay.
and oxygen.
Okay.
And that's basically what makes the microbes happy, the microorganisms. And there are 8 billion microorganisms in a teaspoon of finished compost.
Wow.
It's like teeming with life. If you saw them,
Wow.
this is a great project for kids to look at
Yeah.
under a microscope
Hmm.
at finished compost. So the microorganisms are what heat it up. So folks are like, oh, I have to wait for the summer because it's hot. It'll heat up regardless.
Right.
If they have the right environment, it has to be like the right moisture, which should be like a damp sponge.
Okay.
You could turn it. If you have a tumbler, you turn it, every 3 to 5 days. If you have a open bin, use a pitchfork once a week. Get get oxygen in there. If not, it'll become anaerobic, and you
Okay.
don't want that to happen.
That when it gets
Which means,
smelly.
yeah, it gets smelly. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go on vacation, have your neighbor turn your compost.
Got it. Got it.
So yeah, those are just some of the basics and how it works.
Okay. And then tell me, what are some common misconceptions about composting that either people have or that people have and they're like, I don't think I can do this, or, whatever, it stops them from composting.
Yeah, I think they think it's messy and it smells.
Okay.
But if you do it right, it doesn't smell. It
Okay.
shouldn't smell at all, and it shouldn't be too messy. I mean, it is working, with dirt, so
Right.
it is, kind of like gardening. It's you have to get in there and feel the moisture, and you can put gloves on and turn it as well. But I feel like the number one misconception is that it's smelly. But
Which I guess is actually helpful now to know if it is smelly that you're doing something wrong. So if you are
yes,
composting and you're like, it's smelly, you're like something's off. So
either
that's
you
good.
put the wrong thing in there, you put something that shouldn't be in there, like meat,
Right.
bones, or dairy do not belong in there.
Yeah.
That goes in, it'll smell. Or
Okay.
if you have, too much water, it's too damp, it'll start
Mm.
smelling, and you want to add some more carbon and just kind of mix it up.
Interesting.
There's a lot of
Okay.
easy solutions.
So, and
Keep it
is it
simple.
kind of one of those things like once you get it, you get it. Like you're not always going to be doing the math in your head and you're just sort of like this goes in, this doesn't, it feels wet enough. Like you just sort of pick up on it
Exactly.
after a while.
Like an old recipe. You're a cook,
It's like
and then
riding a
once you
bike.
get
Just
there you go.
throw some scraps in there, right? You'll just kind of get the feel for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Love that.
absolutely.
And Cara, let's talk to you for a couple minutes about gardening and for families who want to start a garden with their kids. Again, what are some easy, I think I said to you, just give me something easy that's going to grow and make me feel like $1 million. What are some easy beginning things that people can grow without
Sure.
having to put too much thought into it,
Yeah.
quote unquote?
So I think the biggest thing with gardening, whether it be food or flowers, is you got to be realistic. You
Hmm.
need to be realistic about the amount of time you're going to dedicate to this new project, how much sunlight you get,
Hmm.
your soil makeup. Like we have a lot of clay here in Pennsylvania. If
Hmm.
you're in straight clay, you're going to have a hard time.
Okay.
Are you close to a watering source, or are you going to schlep water from your kitchen out in a watering can?
Yeah.
You need to set reasonable expectations for
Okay.
what you're working with in terms of space, time. And then you mentioned earlier, grow what you're going to enjoy,
Hmm.
whether that be um, you just have a patch just for zucchini
Hmm.
because that's what you really love to eat in the summer.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It's okay to just grow some herbs and some flowers.
Yeah.
Things that are really easy to grow are herbs. Herbs are really easy, and
Just put them in the ground.
you put them in the ground, and honestly, a lot of them will become they're perennial, so they'll come
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
I have fantastic lemon thyme that survived our horrible winter
Oh,
here.
wow. Hardy.
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 Rosemary's pretty hardy, not this year, but most years. Marigolds are super easy to plant from seed. Peas are very easy. All sorts of beans.
Okay.
Anything that doesn't require you to do anything to the seed. So a lot of a lot of native plants require what's called cold stratification. So they have
Okay.
to be either planted in the fall and protected so that nothing eats them,
Okay.
or you plant them in milk jugs. That's also a really fun thing to do with kids. Like you slice a milk jug in half and then you put seeds in it and you leave it outside, let the snow gets in it, and
Oh,
now you cut the jug in half this time of year and all of a sudden you've got sprouted seeds.
oh, cool.
So it's cool. But those require a little bit more care and attention because you have
Right.
to think about it when it's snowing. Um, but yeah, herbs, cutting flowers are like cosmos, zinnias. Those are all really easy. Mexican sunflower is a great one.
Oh, and
All
don't
sunflower.
zinnias grow in like by the millions? Like I've been to
Yeah.
fields that are like zinnias and they're like, cut them, take as many as you want for like $5. You're like, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are prolific, and I will say one of the other things that's maybe starting to catch on more is that when you plant a, a vegetable garden or herbs of any kind, fruit, you do want to have something that flowers
Okay.
nearby. It
Okay.
doesn't have to be in your space,
Okay.
but nearby.
Okay.
So with your new garden, you could plant some sunflowers like right along the
Oh,
outside of it. You could plant
okay.
zinnias along the outside of it so
Okay.
that it's not taking up your bed space, but
Right.
you want to draw those bees
Oh, interesting.
so that
Okay.
they pollinate.
Yeah, that
You
makes
want
sense.
your stuff to get pollinated.
And my husband was telling my kids that you had said to him that if you plant herbs because they have a strong smell to them,
Hmm.
that keeps what away?
Well, so
Hopefully.
deer are pretty sensitive to what they don't like to smell.
Okay.
So things like marigolds, things
Okay.
like mint, basil, sage, they all have a strong odor.
Okay.
So if you interplant your herbs
Hmm.
or flowers that have, a heavy scent with your vegetables, you'll generally keep your pests away.
Interesting.
have like a very high deer fence on your
Yeah,
garden.
we're hoping because yeah, we got a lot of deer in this backyard, and hopefully the squirrels will get out too. But yes, I think the deer were the biggest concern.
Yeah, deer are very tough around here. But
Yeah,
there's a lot of different options. If you don't want to build a fence, there's row cover and there's plant cloches that are actually pretty cute now. There's a lot
yeah,
of ones out there.
a lot of
To
options.
a lot of
A
options.
lot of options that you know all about and can tell
Somewhat.
everybody. And what would you say when I was talking about how we're hoping that our kids will try, well, really more one than the other. One is more open to fruits and vegetables, Catherine, but we're hoping that the older, you know, son will try some more fruits and vegetables because he used to love them when he was a baby, and then like one by one he's like, I don't eat these anymore. I don't eat these anymore. Like, what's left? Raspberries, to the tune of $87 for like 5 of them. Anyway, other than maybe trying a new food, what else would you say are the benefits for kids in terms of gardening and even just being outside and in nature and spending time outside?
Oh my gosh, outside is so grounding. I mean, literally, there's a whole movement now called grounding of like
Mm-hmm.
putting your bare feet on the earth because
Mm-hmm.
it is so good for your mental health. But there's actually a lot of data out there that putting your hands in the soil is also incredibly good for your mental health.
Wow.
It does release dopamine.
Yeah,
Uh,
I could see it.
it just, you're getting some vitamin D from the sun and you're listening to the birds chirp. And I don't know, I've seen so many bald eagles and really cool hawks out building gardens recently.
Wow.
So it's just, I don't know, it's a quiet moment and
Mm-hmm.
I think it allows kids to reset,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the school setting. I think it gives them like some free space. They can move their bodies. They can use different parts of their brain to think and maybe challenge themselves. I'm always surprised when kids are like, "Well, I'm not allowed to play in the dirt," and
You're like,
it's sad.
okay.
It's sad to me. I understand like no one wants I'm a mom too. Like I don't want a messy house and dirt coming in the house, but um it is good for us and
Yeah.
it's really great for these kids to see how their food grows and that it requires time and care and maybe it helps them think about things when they go to throw out that nice container of raspberries that you've packed for them.
Right.
Um,
Someone spent time
Someone
growing
spent a
these.
lot of time and
Yeah.
effort and money, like
Yes.
water and plant food is not inexpensive.
Right. Right. And I think like you were saying, just putting I mean, at the risk of sounding cheesy, which I do quite often, I think there's something about putting your hands in the soil that kind of makes you feel like, oh, I'm part of a bigger thing than just me. Like I'm actually helping life to continue and it's fun to watch. Like it was very satisfying for us. We started with nothing and then we planted everything and the kids were patting it down and then we watered it and they were like, "Can we come outside tomorrow and see how much it's grown?" I was like, "Well, you can come outside tomorrow. You might not see a big difference, but just to be part of life, I
Yeah.
guess,
Yep.
in a different way, I think is exciting and a sense of again for kids, especially like accomplishment and
Yeah.
self-esteem and confidence. And look what I did. I took
Hmm.
something and I turned it into this bigger thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there you
Absolutely.
go. You're going to well
Anytime
adjust.
we're like,
My children will be well adjusted and grounded when we are finished with this. If not,
yeah,
coming back
we're
for you.
all
No.
part of a system. And it's just
Right.
like a really easy reminder that we are part of this larger system
Yeah.
on the planet. The
And like Ollie said, like it's a family project and we are
Mhm.
working together. And I was like, some morning I might ask you to go outside and grab something. And he was like, "Oh, well, I have to put my shoes on." And I was like, "Are you kidding?" Like, you know what I mean? He was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I think I'd like to do that." And I'm like, "Yes." Like, you know what I mean? Just all of that, like run outside and grab some strawberries for your breakfast. Like that's fun.
Mhm.
So and how about, I guess this is okay, so that was great. And I think, would you agree, Cara, that the things that are good for kids are also just as good for adults? It's not just the kids who are going to see all these benefits.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe
It's
it's better for the adults than for the kids, right? No.
there's nothing I like more than when this weather starts to be awesome like it is now
Yeah.
and stepping out on my porch with my cup of coffee in the morning and just looking out on what's growing.
Yeah.
You
What are we
know,
gonna have for dinner tonight or
yeah,
this
like
week?
what's happening out there, and
Yeah.
sometimes really early you'll catch the hummingbirds.
Oh,
If you've
yes.
got stuff that they like, they come out in the early morning. So it's
What do they like?
Yeah, what do
they
they like?
love tubular flowers in bright colors.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I have coral honeysuckle. It's a native.
Oh.
It does not smell like honeysuckle, which is, troubling to some, but not for me. I don't actually like the smell, but it is gorgeous. If you have a space for it to train it up a
Hmm.
trellis, a wall, it will it will work on that, and it blooms from May through October, and the
Wow.
Wow.
hummingbirds love it.
Wow. And does it have that honeysuckle smell? Because I
Nope.
do like that. Oh, I do
No,
kind of
it
like that.
doesn't. Nope.
Rats. I'd be like, yes,
Sorry.
let me do it. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's better. Okay. But that the hummingbirds
Thank
like.
you.
All right. Well, good. Those of you who want some hummingbirds, there you go. And Cara, and actually, I guess Colleen too. This is a two-way question. Some simple ways that families can reduce waste in their kitchen. Like you were saying, Colleen, like you just start throwing so much away. And even if it goes in the recycle bin, you're like, my gosh, by the time I'm finished making I make salads for my husband and I, and like there are like 5 or 6 containers, and you think you're doing something really healthy by eating salad, and then you're like,
Mhm.
oh, here's all this plastic. And other than growing your own food, both of you, any simple ways that you can reduce waste in your kitchen? Composting,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Composting
that's,
Composting.
you said with the plastic, if you shop locally at your farmer's market, they don't use
Yeah.
plastic.
Okay.
That's one way to ditch the plastic.
Yeah.
Put your dates on it before you put it in the freezer so you know
Okay.
when it went in. And just buy what you need for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Just like some simple things you can do to avoid. Look, our goal is to have less food waste as well. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there will
Mm-hmm.
always be food scraps at the end of the day, but
Right.
to compost. But if you could reduce the amount, that's a win.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
We're always happy when our refrigerator is like empty at the end of the week. We're like,
mhm.
great, we bought exactly kind of what we needed, and we just have like,
Yeah.
condiments and stuff left over. Because gosh, don't you hate to throw food away? Like not only for the price, but for the waste of it. But um,
Absolutely. Meal prepping is helpful.
meal
So
mhm.
meal
prepping.
prepping, yeah, it's another
Cara,
way.
what
There's
did you want to add anything?
Oh, sure. There's a couple. I mean, um, if you do have a garden and are not composting yet, certainly explore that option. I would encourage anyone to, even if you don't have a place to put your compostables at the end of a week, do a week's worth of saving what you
Hmm.
would
Hmm.
otherwise throw away.
Interesting.
It's amazing
Yeah.
to see what you are putting in your trash that could otherwise be used and turned into a beneficial material. But if you do have a garden or you have some plants that you love, save your coffee grounds. A lot of your plants love coffee
Coffee
grounds.
grounds. Interesting.
Tomatoes, and you
Coffee
just go
grounds.
out and sprinkle them into the soil around them. Eggshells is the same thing. You got to wash them out and then
Okay.
crunch them up. But
Okay.
again, that calcium, the plants, it's like natural fertilizer.
Interesting.
Um, you can, you know, don't don't buy things because they're on sale if you're not going to
Good
actually
one,
use
right?
them.
If you're not going to eat
Hmm.
it, yeah.
And if you do happen to do that and you are not getting through it fast enough, you can always prepare it. So you could freeze it,
Okay.
or you could, turn it into a sauce of some sort. We do that we have a CSA on top of our garden just for all the other things that we like to eat. And, it requires some meal prep.
Yeah. And some planning. Like we found that
Hmm.
when we had the CSA, we'd look at the list in advance and then we'd be like, okay, so we don't have to buy this at the grocery store and we'll use this instead. So it was a little more forethought, but again, then we were like, well, it would kind of stink if we hadn't looked at it and we had bought more and then it went bad, so it all kind of worked out in terms of like you just have to plan for it and think about it. So yeah. And
Yep.
then you're not throwing away and you're like, watching $5 bills and $10 bills just go into your garbage can. Because literally, if you throw enough away, it feels like that's what you're doing. But and a couple other doesn't have to be kitchen stuff, doesn't have to be composting stuff. What are a couple other swaps that people can make in their house to, be a little more aware and a little more green? Cara, do you want to take that one first?
Sure. Like really easy things. Wash your laundry in cold water.
Thank you. I do that all the time. Okay,
Great.
yay. Good. I'm going to
Same.
tell the other person who does laundry in my house that that is helpful to the environment.
It is. It's actually helpful to the environment. So
Okay.
if you're not doing it, try it. I don't find that it doesn't stain lift any worse
Right.
than hot water.
Yeah.
I know that's commonly the claim, but I think it lifts the stains out of our clothes, and I produce a lot of dirty clothes. Um,
You are proof, living
I
proof that
am
it
living
works.
proof that cold water works. And if you're not using dryer balls in your dryer, they bounce around. They help absorb some of that uh, energy and just help things dry a lot faster.
Instead of fabric softener, are you saying?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Balls.
So like fabric softener, it can it can shed material
Hmm.
that you don't necessarily want actually putting on your clothing. It can
Oh,
leave like a
interesting.
tiny residue. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But that's what makes it smell really good, right?
It.
Rats.
Yeah.
Darn.
Sorry.
That's all
Sorry.
right. We'll do the dryer balls will be just as soft and fluffy and a little healthier too.
You
Yeah.
could put a little essential oil, a couple of drops of essential oils on the dryer balls. Just make
Oh,
sure you use
okay.
the ones that won't like stain your clothes.
Important to know.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you suggest? Like a lavender or what works well?
Lavender. I've used sweet orange,
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Oh,
lemon. Yeah.
I like that. And did you have any, that's a great tip. Did you have any eco-friendly swaps to mention too?
Oh yeah. For instead of using paper towels, there's something called unpaper towels, or
Okay.
you could just, you could use towels that you use and cut them up and kind of
Hmm.
use them and wash them. Use old shirts for to clean with. We always
Yep.
did that growing up.
Yeah.
We would, wash our cars with the old and dry them with the old t-shirts and cleaning ceiling fans. You can use a sock or
Hmm.
a pillowcase. Um, I'm trying to think. The other thing, volunteering for like a cleanup,
Hmm.
like
Oh,
keep Pennsylvania beautiful or keep the U.S. beautiful. I can't remember the exact organization, but if you check them out, there's usually cleanups in different areas. I know there's definitely some in Chester County, litter free Chester County. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I
okay.
think those are great.
And you
And
can just
There.
join, like if you hear about it, you just go to that whatever site and you just start
yeah,
it.
they'll have the registrations, and if kids can be a part of it, or
Yeah.
just adults and things like that. Just ways that you can be active in your community.
And that's kind of your community service and your like being eco-friendly. So it's kind
Yeah,
of like a
because
twofer, like a little, and a
the
family
trash ends
activity.
up in the waterways. It'll end up in the streams, then it'll end up in the ocean. So if we can do something like this and keep especially during this time of year, if you've noticed, once the snow melts,
Mhm.
there's just litter on the sides of the road.
Yeah, and
So
it just looks so yucky. It's so nice when it is all clean.
yeah.
So that's a great idea too. And easy, certainly. And you can see it's like very
Mhm.
satisfying. You can see what a difference you've made. And I know that for both of you, we kind of talked about just being outside and how you both love nature and being outside. Any other thoughts on how to develop an appreciation for nature within your children and within your family? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, if being outside and hiking or biking or whatever is not natural to you,
Hmm.
take something that you do like to do outside. If you want
Oh,
to, if you like to crochet or knit, go sit outside and do it and just see if it changes the experience.
I love
Or,
that.
painting. You could, just eat a meal outside.
Hmm.
It does change your experience because you have a different vantage point. I mean, you have new stuff to listen to
Hmm.
see, to smell.
What's better
Um,
than eating a meal outside, right? Like until the
Nothing.
yellow jackets
Mhm.
come, but
Well,
Right.
other than that,
Or the mosquitoes.
yes, those two. But other than on a night like tonight, I feel like they're not quite in full effect yet. And yeah, we love to go outside and eat. It just, yeah, you're right. It feels special, or it feels, I don't know. I like that. Take something that you wouldn't normally do outside and do it outside. That's a great tip. How about you, Colleen? Do you have any
Oh,
on that? Any thoughts on that?
That is great. I do love walking meetings on like on a different note, having
Oh,
like a meeting with a colleague or a friend by walking. It does something to your brain. I read about it recently, and I
yeah.
don't know specifically scientifically what, but just similar along the lines of what Cara said. It does change some. Changes your vantage point, get your blood flowing.
Hmm.
But we used to just, even though my kids would grumble and complain, we would still take them for hikes or walks in the woods, and we would bring stuff to feed the birds.
Oh,
So
that's fun.
um, maybe not the best thing, but it would get them interested
I was gonna
and
say a little incentive, right?
yes, a little
Little
incentive
incentive.
for being out there at the creek. But and it did pay off because my son is away at college and he's been hiking with his
Oh,
friends and he'll
great.
send pictures.
That's
So
great.
I feel like
He knows that
I
makes you so happy. That's awesome.
yeah, and it seems to me like he enjoys doing it. That it's not something that he has to do. It's something
Yeah,
that he enjoys doing.
that's nice.
So yeah, it's just getting out there, taking the first step, doing dipping your toe in, like
Yeah.
doing something you like outside, and maybe it really is not that it's not that bad out here, and maybe I can do more. Hike, take a walk,
Yeah,
ride a
just
bike.
something. I feel like we
Yeah.
spent a lot of time walking and outside during COVID. Like I was like every day, I feel like we
Mhm.
walked at like every park in Chester County because we like my kids were
Yes.
basically babies, like 3 and 1, but we would just go for a walk every day. And I feel like it kind of like it brought you back. Like after we were working from home and juggling the kids,
Hmm.
and when we were both finished, we would go for a walk in our neighborhood. But on the weekends, we'd be like, where are we going to walk today? But it now that you think about it, I'm like, we haven't really been to those places since then. And, maybe we should go back. And I find I like to go for walks a lot. And I know people are like, just listen to the nature. My brain can't do that. I usually listen to music or a podcast or
Hmm.
something, but I do feel like I do, like, rather than if I'm on the treadmill in my basement, it feels like every step you're like, I hate this, I hate this. But when I'm outside walking, I feel like I do a lot of good thinking. Like, I'll come back and I
Hmm.
look at my husband and he's like, what plan did you come up with this time? And I'm like, well, I had a really great idea, but because you're just kind of like in your thing and feeling the sun on your face and whatever. So I'm like, I have come up with really great ideas or not crazy ideas when I'm walking. So I like that. Just get out there, right? Just get out there. All right, two more questions. What would you say to parents who feel like we're doing this or we're recycling, but it's not really, or we're going to compost or we're going to garden, but it's not really going to make a difference? What would your, come back, quote unquote, what would your comeback be to that, or your, devil's advocate to that one person can't make a difference? Colleen, if you want to start, um, you can, or Cara, if you have something wise to say there.
I would say just because I do this every day,
Yeah.
but just seeing the sheer volume of the food waste that is generated that we pick up and bring to the compost site is eye opening. But it's because of each and every one of our composters that adds to that pile that
Yeah.
it ends up being tons of food waste at the end
Yeah.
of the week. So we all can take a part, and pick something that you're passionate about and do a little something, and trust me, it makes a difference, and someone else will see that you're doing it, then and make it'll be a ripple effect. Maybe it will
Right.
be your kids, a neighbor, a friend, but all of it adds up.
That's great. Kind of like every vote counts. Like you might not see yours,
Yes.
but when everybody's doing it. It's funny. I had a little girl in my class this week. She was, or last week, she was like, Mrs. Weinrich, do we have a composter bin in this classroom? I was like, we don't. But I was like, that would be a great
I like
idea,
that
but
question.
not in the
Yeah.
classroom. We do have it in the cafeteria. I was like, but no, we don't have one in our classroom. But gosh, like, I mean, even think about that if you did in every classroom. Like, think about the food that the kids throw away in school when they're eating snacks or whatever, too, in a classroom plus in a cafeteria. So
Mhm.
every little bit. And Cara, what about you?
I would just kind of echo what Colleen said and find switches that do not burden your lifestyle.
Mm,
If you don't have the passion for it and you don't have the time to divert to something new in this arena,
hmm.
make changes that are really um suitable to your lifestyle. I think we've mentioned a couple, but switch to using glass containers instead of plastic to house your leftovers, or if you can walk somewhere or take a bike instead of driving down the street to the
Hmm.
store, do
Hmm.
you get some exercise, and
You
you
get
might get a
outside in nature.
amazing brainwave. Great
Yes.
idea. Just there are small impacts that we all can make on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You don't have to tackle it all at once. It's a very large mountain if you get bogged in the details.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just pick things that are small and work for you and work for your kids.
Like that. And then starting that habit for them at a young age too, hopefully, if
Yep.
all the kids of this generation are thinking about the earth and worrying about the earth and that, hopefully that will carry through and then it'll just get bigger and bigger, right? I remember in fifth grade when we had the assembly at school about like recycling, and it was like a brand new concept. And because you just threw everything in the trash can, and you're thinking,
Right.
in that
Mhm.
many years, like we've come that far. So what can our kids do? They'll probably be living on Mars or something. So anyway, and both of you, what has surprised you most about raising kids while trying to be environmentally conscious? You like throw those diapers away every day and you're like, I'm sorry. Or like, all the food waste or the kids just throw their food on the ground. What were you not expecting, I guess, as parents?
Kids are so, I mean, this is like a broad statement, but kids are so resilient and flexible. I
Mm-hmm.
think kids are really flexible to change. If you give them a good reason for doing it,
Yes.
they generally do it.
Yeah.
And I would say for my own kids, we compost, they know to wash out the recycling. They always ask which bin does it go in, because we recycle all sorts of stuff that goes beyond our township bin.
Okay.
Um, they know that I try to repair things wherever possible or
Mm.
mend things. So they know to bring me that stuff that is broken.
Yeah.
And
Fixable.
it's just, yeah, and we'll try and fix it. And it's just teaching them. So it's a great conversation starter with them about why we're making this choice, and
Hmm.
they do it. They do it. I've seen it on a bigger scale at the school with the garden and the
Hmm.
compost program at the school, that
Hmm.
they that changed hundreds of kids are now composting their lunch.
And looking for a compost bin in the classroom. I mean, truly, I had
Apparently.
never had somebody ask me that before. And I was like, that's a great question. But no, we don't. But I was like, she was thinking about it,
Mhm.
She had something that she knew was compostable and she wanted it. So, uh, yeah, that's a great one. And I feel like too, if it's kind of like you're saying, Cara, part of your family culture and it's just what you do, then it's just what you do. And back to you were saying you recycle things that are not just recycled by the local trash. Is there a place I've known of other people who have done that? Are there places like in towns and cities that will take less recyclable things if you are willing to take them there? Like I think I had heard somebody many years ago had taken things to Downingtown near us. Like what are you recycling beyond the normal and where is it? Where do you take it somewhere or does somebody pick it up?
Yes. So a lot of townships, our township, at the East Town Library, they recycle PE plastic. So anything that has a 5 on it and it's
Okay.
clean and it's dry, it has no food waste in it. So
Make
that's like,
sure.
it's like Ziploc bags. It's your Amazon bubble
Oh.
wrap things. It's
Oh.
candy wrap on a thing of water. Um,
Okay.
there's if once you identify that you're looking for a number, your kids can do it,
Yeah.
and you just keep a bag. I keep a drawstring bag in my garage, and all of our PE plastic goes in there.
Okay.
Mom's Organic Market takes batteries, corks. Sometimes they take jeans. I know Colleen runs
Oh.
a Christmas light recycling program.
Oh, great.
She
Okay.
collects pumpkins at the end of the Halloween season. Uh, Colleen, you can you can add to
Yeah, to add
all
to
the
that. I was also just in a store at Suburban Station and they were recycling jeans. If you brought your jeans in, they would give you a $20 credit for their jeans,
Wow,
which I thought was pretty
that
fantastic.
is cool.
Yeah, we do the holiday lights.
What do you do with the holiday lights? I'm just curious. Like, where do you recycle them?
Sure.
What do you do with them?
Par Recycle Works. They
Okay.
recycle the copper, the wiring. And
Okay.
so, they're not just going straight to the landfill, they're being recycled.
They're taking time.
Glassware, there's Bottle Underground in Philadelphia.
Okay.
They will take glass and they recycle it. They make sand out of it, which
Oh,
is also
wow.
can be mixed with compost.
Okay.
They have like a shop online. You can like they glass blow.
Okay.
Some of their products are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then folks can just buy glass that's been cleaned and use it for different projects. I know like
Neat.
Bellum Street Soap Company, she uses glass that we collect for certain
Okay.
containers that, certain size containers. But there's another place in Philly called Resource Exchange.
Okay.
Cara, I don't know if you've heard of them. They have like you can bring a number of items there where that you can't recycle, you can't, take elsewhere. It's
new to me.
definitely, something to check out.
That's interesting. And
There's like,
go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say there's so much online now available for if you don't have a buy nothing group, look
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those are
you
great.
can get rid of anything that you no longer want and it's useful to someone else.
Hmm.
You can also get a lot from a buy nothing group. I can't tell
Yes.
you how much I've exchanged on buy
Hmm.
nothing groups.
Hmm.
So that's a great one if you're not familiar with that
Yeah.
concept.
And I feel like the marketplace, like a Facebook marketplace, is no longer because people are just waiting for the buy nothing. So you're like, you can't sell it anymore. But just like you, we've given and gotten a lot of things from the buy nothing. And it's, just stuff we're finished with or that we don't need or other people don't need. And you're like, great, we can use it. Why would we buy it new? Um, if you
I
can.
just gave something away yesterday.
There you go. Look
Yeah.
at you. And similarly, too, I feel like somebody had mentioned this to me and I had never even thought of it this way, but talking about like consigning clothes and hand-me-downs. And she's like, it's, then you're not going out and buying more. And I was like, oh, good. We're
Buying secondhand is huge
big
too.
fans of the second
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Big
And a
fans.
clothing swap. I don't know if either of you been to a clothing swap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Is that
just
like a consignment sale or where you actually literally just swap?
so it's a free. Basically, you bring your items. We did a clothing swap, item swap, where you bring your items and certain clothes and certain items, clothes in season, and hung them up on racks, folded
Okay.
them, and you could just shop for free. Whatever wasn't taken was donated.
Wow.
And
Wow, I like that.
yeah, it was so much fun. Highly
Yeah.
recommend
That's
doing
awesome.
one.
And
We
I
had it.
think a lot of times the buy nothing groups do the same thing, almost like a buy nothing yard sale, and you just come
Hmm.
set
Mhm.
yourself up. But really, like talking about that, like a school could do it, a neighborhood could do it. Like if you're just looking to get rid of stuff that's still, oh, I like this. And I might ask both of you later after we stop recording, and then I can put it in the show notes for the names and links of these places. Because people who aren't in Philadelphia, sorry, you're on your own. But people in Philadelphia, we're sure you can find some near you too.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people are in the area. So even if we just have a few of those places, it might just get people's, wheels turning. So that would be great. And Colleen, did you have anything that you wanted to say about what surprised you about raising kids while trying to be environmentally conscious?
Huh. They're I feel like they model your behavior. Like they
Mhm.
see you're doing it and they're so resilient. And also in seeing like kids versus adults in the compost situation, I've been in schools showing them, what goes in there and then they'll collect and they have far less contamination than the adults. It's
Interesting
it's interesting to see.
and very
Yes,
trainable.
they take the instructions. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Very
Um,
trainable.
so it's great. It's great to see that, and like they're very resilient. Like I said, they pick up on what you do at home, and if you think, oh, I wonder if when they go out into the world, and I feel like they learn from that and continue to follow those sustainable habits that you've created.
Yeah, and if it's a
But it's
habit,
just
it's a habit, Don't you feel bad
exactly,
if you like throw a soda can away or something? You're like, I'm really sorry, but there's no other option. Like, it's just like if you
absolutely.
grew up with it, it's just kind of what you do.
I'm the girl asking for the compost can in the classroom. You cannot
Yeah,
throw
right.
an apple core away. You just put it in my purse and
I
save
said
it
to
for
her,
later.
go ahead downstairs and put it in the compost bin. She was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Might as well, you know." Yeah, it was a good idea. So always looking for it. All right. Fabulous. This information was really good and I think also very practical. So thanks to both of you. Oh, wait. Cara, you were going to tell me something about mosquitoes because I told you that
Yes.
my husband and my daughter get eaten alive by mosquitoes in the summer. And it's
Mhm.
actually, we have they're like little bands that kind of have like a citronella smell that they wear like as bracelets and anklets. But tell me your trick.
Okay, it's not mine. I didn't come up with it.
You're sharing with us, so it's
I'm
yours for
sharing
right
with you Doug Talmy. He's a professor at the University of Delaware.
now. Okay.
He writes incredible books about nature if you're into them.
Okay.
Um, you can learn so much through him. But anyway, he suggests that you use mosquito dunks, which
Okay.
are these little donut shaped tabs, and you put it in a bucket,
Okay.
a 5 gallon bucket, and you fill it with water. You add some grass clippings, soil, leaves, hay, whatever you have around. You want to put that in that bucket and you want to let it sit at least 24 hours and let it get kind of stinky.
Okay.
Female mosquitoes are attracted to the smell.
Okay.
So you put the tab in and it does its thing. So the tab contains bacteria
Okay.
that will kill off the larva. So you want to
Oh.
go out and do that like soon, especially with it being super warm.
Okay.
And then
And you
it's
just
30
put it
days.
like around your like the perimeter of your backyard or whatever.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I put out
Just buckets of
um
water all over.
they're not even buckets. I mean, some of them are just little jars.
Okay.
And I put them under my deck. I hide them behind a downspout. I put them
Oh.
under the leg of my elevated raised bed. I have
Okay.
one up in the swing set. Like they're
Okay.
just they're there and it
Oh, so
kills
you
the
take it out of the bucket, like you just let it get gross and then you take it out and use it.
no, the little
They stay in.
container of water
Okay.
is out. And
Okay.
then every 30 days you dump the water and you refresh it. And you
Oh,
do it all over again. So you can,
great.
I mean, with a bucket, the water and the dunks, we're talking about $20 for
Yeah.
the season
Yeah.
versus whatever you are spending to spray. And
Right.
that's literally killing every insect in your backyard.
And you hate to
Um,
spray it like, on your children. And
Mhm.
I'm like, well, it's better
on
than
your
the
children,
mosquitoes, but
on your vegetables that you're eating.
right.
Um, I will say we've been doing the dunks for several years
Okay.
and we have fireflies. A lot of
That's
my
great.
neighbors don't, and they're like, why do you have fireflies? I'm like, well, I plant native
The
plants, but I
dunks.
also don't
Yeah.
spray for mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Um,
And where do we buy the dunks?
Home Depot,
We buy them
Amazon,
Okay. Okay. So and that's just what they're called, are mosquito dunks.
dunks. Yep. You can
Dunks.
buy it in like a pellet form too, a bag
Okay.
of pellets. If you have, like a lot of us in southeastern PA have drains in our backyard, you can
Okay.
just dump some of
Yes.
those pellets in the drain.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's
It's
fantastic.
non-toxic. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
non-toxic to animals, people. You don't have to worry about anyone getting sick off of it.
I love that. Okay, we're dunking in our backyard this year because literally
Same
like
here.
my son and I will be in the backyard the whole time, no problem. And Stephen and Catherine are outside for like 5 minutes and they come in and I'm like, oh, they have them all over. And
Wow.
then, okay, good. That might be my favorite part of the entire episode, Cara. You're the winner. Mosquito dunks. All right, let's do some real quick final questions. Colleen, I'm going to have you go first, just like 5 quick questions, and then Cara, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, Colleen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Favorite childhood memory?
Going to the shore every summer with my family.
Did you mean down the shore?
Down the shore.
Down the shore. Okay, you're a Pennsylvania girl. Down the shore. And do you continue to do that with your family?
Not as often as I would like.
Okay. Well, goals,
We
right?
do. Yeah.
Do you have a nickname that somebody gave you, and how did you get it? One that
Oh, I
you care
don't
to share.
know if I want to share.
If not, you can
So
pass.
my dad would call me Cuckoo Collie. I don't know, Colleen, I don't, yeah, it just kind of stuck.
Okay. Did you like it? Did you hate it?
No, it bothered me, but it's fine. He still calls me that. He's, 80. 83,
That's
84.
kind of cute. I like
Yeah.
that. Who do you admire the most and why?
Oh, wow. Who do I admire the most? I would say my grandparents,
Okay.
because they came here on a boat from
Mm.
Italy
Mm-hmm.
and started a whole new life here. And I think about them often. Of course, I'm going to tear up, but
Right.
I know they left their whole, most of their family behind. Some of them came, but and my mom was just a teenager. So I feel like they gave up a lot, but to support their family, and so I admire that. I admire my grandfather's work ethic.
Yeah.
So
Took a
my
lot of
grandmother
courage. Took a
would,
lot of
yeah,
courage to do that. And
absolutely,
so many people
yeah,
did it. And you're like, wow, I don't know if I could do
yeah.
it. But
I know
here you
for
are,
sure.
right?
I know, right?
Way to go, grandparents. All right, one less sentimental. If money were no object, what are we buying?
Oh boy, I'm gonna
First
get
thing
a
you would buy.
tractor. I'd probably buy myself a tractor and like a farm.
Spoken like a true
Yeah,
composter,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Farm and a tractor. Fair enough. And then you'd have some, if money were no object, you'd have left over to, have a really pretty
There
farmhouse
you
and a lot of
go.
animals.
Yes,
And last
absolutely.
one, what is your number one goal in life?
Um, to be, I would say to be just genuinely happy and just live the way like I'm intended to live on purpose, and with my family, and just yeah, be happy and healthy. It's
Can't ask for more than that, right? It's a
exactly.
pretty good one. All right, Cara, your turn. On the same path of that, what are you most grateful for in life?
Uh, really supportive friends and family who have watched me reinvent myself over and over
Yeah,
and just continue to show up and be supportive.
love it. Love it. They're proud of you every day. Favorite sport to watch?
Mm. Well, so I used to be a figure skater
I
my
don't think I
entire
knew that.
youth. Yep, my
Oh,
entire youth. So
okay.
I still really enjoy watching figure skating and commentating on it.
Yes. And do you remember like in middle school when the whole Tanya Harding, who was the
Oh,
other girl? Oh, I mean, did
Nancy
that just
Kerrigan, I
capture our
have her signed
13-year-old
poster.
hearts? Oh, Nancy Kerrigan, that was it. I
Mm.
mean, I was so wrapped up in that as like a 13-year-old. Oh my
Me too.
goodness. And you were probably right in the middle of your figure skating career, right? Like
Oh,
you
I
were
was.
right there.
I had her signed poster above my bed.
Wait, Tanya or Nancy?
No, Nancy.
Okay, thank
Nancy was from
God.
Massachusetts like me,
Oh, so besties, right? Did you ever,
obviously.
other than, not the Olympics, but did you ever compete or did you ever compete or did you just kind of do it for fun or?
No, I like skated exhibitions, but I did skate at Tony Kent Arena, which is where Nancy Kerrigan and Paul Wiley used to train.
So, I mean, I feel like you were very close to being
We
best
were
friends with them.
besties.
Practically, you were best friends. I'll take it. Do you have any pets?
Yep. Lily girl, she's a 3-year-old rescue pup with a lot of energy.
Well, good thing she's got that nice garden-filled yard to run around
Yeah.
in, right? Do you have to keep her out of the gardens? You need
Yes.
yeah, need the little pest pellets for her, right? Out.
Yes. She was laying on my beautifully planted liatris the other day and I had to shoo her out. She was my new plant.
Oh, Lily. All-time favorite food.
Ice cream.
Oh, yes. Favorite flavor? Do you have one or all of them?
Um, I mean, all of them except chocolate and strawberry. I don't like either of those. But
Really?
I'll anything with a vanilla base, I probably will eat.
So you won't even eat something with chocolate with other things in it?
No, not really.
Really? Oh, you
Yeah, sorry.
out. Okay. All right. What's your favorite like brand or store? Where are we getting? I'm a big ice cream person too. Where are we getting ours?
Well, I know it's been mentioned on your podcast before, but locally, Handles is amazing. Graham Central
Yes.
Station is my favorite.
Yes.
But Jenny's out of Ohio,
Oh, yes.
oh,
Yes.
that is
Ooh.
like really indulgent.
Yeah. Have you had that too, Colleen?
No, do tell. So you
Oh,
have to go to Ohio for this ice cream?
No,
well,
no, you can
no,
get
because
it in the store.
yeah, now they
Oh,
sell it. And there's actually, I think, a Jenny's in Narberth, like a little Jenny's storefront.
Oh,
Like, and I think all over the city there are like Jenny's that you can go and get ice cream, but we were actually just out in Cincinnati, Dayton, for spring break. And my friend who we went to visit when I turned 40, this big box showed up on my front porch. My husband's like, there's a big box on the front porch and it has like dry ice in it. What's happening? I was like, I have no idea. And I came home and we opened it and it was 5 quarts of Jenny's ice cream. Number one, I had never heard of them before. That was a lovely introduction. Number two, I'm going to go ahead and say that was one of the best gifts I've like ice cream in the mail. Are you actually kidding me? And every
Right.
flavor was better than the last. So yeah,
my husband
Oh,
gave me that for Christmas a couple years ago. It was
yeah.
like a ice cream, like a pint a month, and my my cholesterol totally went through the roof.
I mean, but
I
a
need no
month,
more
that's
Jenny's,
okay. It
please.
wasn't like a pint a week, like a pint a month. That's okay. But when was it Jenny's?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. So
So
good.
good.
But they have a place out there called Graders too, which there's a big
Uh-huh. Grader
debate, I
is good
think, like
too.
Graders or Jenny's. Graders is pretty good too. So if you're ever in Ohio, you got a lot of options. A lot of options. And your last question, which is kind of making me laugh. What's the most relaxing part of your day? There, mom, too. Let me think when I go to sleep. What's the most relaxing part?
So my kids are both, independent readers at this point,
Hmm.
but we still lay with them and read our independent books.
Yeah.
And that's that's just the best part. We
Yeah.
snuggle. It's
Yes.
the only time my 11-year-old really snuggles with me.
Oh, and he's
But we
reading.
read together, and then they make fun of me and poke me because I generally fall asleep.
I, so that's why it's such a relaxing part of your day.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Tell them, leave you alone. You're building gardens all day.
I know.
I mean, come on. Well, Cara and Colleen, thank you both so much for being here and sharing such practical and encouraging ideas today. It was really helpful to hear that living more sustainably doesn't have to be a big deal, and you can just make little changes but still make a big impact. To our listeners, if today's conversation inspired you to try something new, whether it's starting a small garden, composting your kitchen scraps, or simply spending out more time outside with your kids or just by yourself, it's a great place to start. Cara's business is called Purposeful Plantings and can be found on Instagram and Facebook.
Mhm.
And Colleen's company is Back to Earth Compost Crew, also on Instagram and Facebook. And I will link all of these things that we talked about in the show notes. So if you're interested in finding out more, you can go there and just find out to your heart's content. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and share Mom's Work Podcast with a friend who might enjoy it too. And you can follow along on Instagram and Facebook at Mom's Work Podcast. And don't forget to rate and review the show wherever you listen. Cara and Colleen, thanks again for joining me today. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Happy Earth Day.
Happy
thank you so
Earth
much.
Day.
Happy Earth Day, everyone.
Happy Earth Day.